Hey all, welcome to another program with the Chicago Public Library Team Services and John Walt Foundation. Join us for a convo about rapping, writing, and creating with Saba, Benjamin Earl Turner, Joseph Chilliams, and Defcee. We will do a 16 bars and 16 minutes exercise to get you started, and then you can see these artists doing the work at work. Have fun and enjoy.
What's up, everybody? Y'all know me. I'm Benjamin Earl Turner, and I'm feeling pretty great, all things considered. Very thankful to be on the call. The best thing I've eaten in the past, let's say, month was I had some really good. What were they? They were like lemon pancakes, and they were delicious. They were really good with like maple syrup, and this like mushroom quiche, which I had never had before. But my homegirl, she you feel me, went crazy. So yeah, that's me. That's what I got going on. Check out.
That's what's up, man. What's up, everybody? I'm Saba. Honestly, you know what? One of the best things that I had all month is a meal that you made, Ben.
Wow.
That
Wow.
yeah. My like right before my birthday, that dinner we all had, that was real spectacular, man. That was tight.
Bless.
I'm Defcee, and the best meal I had recently, we had I'm getting married on Saturday, and
Let's go. What?
and so the meal we had for our wedding tasting was fire. It was like all of the appetizers, all of the hors d'oeuvres were delicious, and then it was like steak and salmon or chicken and salmon for the entree, and then they had this dessert that has like all of the stuff I like, with like Oreos and Reese's peanut butter cup and like Rice Krispie treat, like all the stuff.
All the
like
stuff
it's the kind of
I
dessert.
put on the list.
Right.
Right, yeah. And they just had it, you know. I didn't even have to ask for it.
I'm very happy to hear that is, you know what I'm saying, that is happening during this time. Like that's really cool that's still on the calendar, you know.
Thank you. And hopefully thank you. And hopefully sooner rather than later we can like throw the party in Chicago and have everybody there for it. So crossing my fingers for that.
I went to a Zoom wedding a few weeks ago. My stepbrother got married on Zoom. I pulled up. It was low key. Oh. It was fine. It was like a fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I think ours is gonna be like short but sweet. So that's the best part of a Zoom wedding is like you just tune in for 10 to 15 minutes and then you're straight.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
No, thanks.
Very tight.
What up, Joe?
Oh yeah. So my name is Joseph Chilliams. The best meal I've had last month probably be my roommate made like just like the most soulful dinner that I really needed it. I missed all these things. Like it was dressing and yams and greens and chicken, and it just really it made my heart smile, bro, because it's like
on Juneteenth.
On Juneteenth, yeah.
Yes, sir.
I remember that.
Sir.
It was for Day-Day's birthday.
Yeah.
What's birthday was it?
No. We had something different for Day-Day birthday. It was way more Latin inspired on Day-Day birthday.
It was.
Juneteenth, we brought the black shit out. Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. It was Yes, it was Juneteenth. It was black food, and it just felt like a holiday. Like it really.
Probably had to edit that out, huh?
Nah,
I guess that's probably fine.
They gotta keep that. Yeah.
It's fine.
What we say, black?
No. Just the not that we said we were eating black food. Obviously, that's not the problem. But just like, yeah, that black shit. Yeah.
Now they're gonna have to edit this part out.
Right. Apologies in advance for all of the parts.
Apologies in advance.
Yeah, let's get it. All right, so we've been writing during this, you know what I'm saying, this pandemic. Nothing but bars.
Nothing but. You know what I'm saying?
Fair, like I'm saying, what is that, a melody? Better not be no melody.
There better not be no, hey, that better not be no melody, bro.
We went from no strange time signatures to just no melodies.
No melodies.
None.
Whatsoever.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we really dive in, can we get just a quick I would love, because we started doing this thing, these 16s every day, and it was just this great writing tool and technique. But before we dive into that, can we have Def really kind of talk about that? Because we really, in a lot of ways, ripped that from you, of just like setting constraints, a particular constraint, 16 minutes, 16 bars in 16 minutes, in order to understand that as a vessel to get something for a song. And I think it would be dope if you just kind of speak on that a little bit before we start diving into the next steps or whatever.
All right, cool. So, I mean, I didn't come up with that. That was something that St. Millie actually used when he was running an after-school hip-hop program that I just kind of adopted from my own use.
Right.
And what I found was it's just, I think writer's block in general is just the fear that what you write is going to be trash. And I think if you're a rapper, like if you're especially in a group like this and you're surrounded by other people who are really talented, I think that first line is always the toughest to get out, because I think once you catch lightning, you can really just kind of keep going. But with that 16 minutes, if you're on a clock, you're not necessarily going to care what's on that first line. You're just going to start writing because you want to make sure you can get to 16 by the end of that 16 minutes. And then it's kind of cool to just let your subconscious guide you and see what you can put on the page. I think when rappers do the 16 and 16, which is, just to clarify, the exercise is to write at least 16 bars in 16 minutes. And you know, all of the technical stuff, a bar is accounted for in music and all that. But sometimes it's really cool to see what your subconscious can do, like what images you can put on the page. And sometimes the really tough part that I find about it personally now is I either get locked into a cadence that I like or locked into a rhyme scheme that I like, but I'm not necessarily, it's like all filler just to kind of prop up the rhyme scheme or the flow. So I think my challenge today is, I think the three of you are really good at kind of having both great cadences in your raps and then also having very dense in terms of like every bar counts. So my goal for the 16 and 16 today is to just try to really turn off that overthinking switch that would normally be there when I'm writing with rappers I really respect, and to just, you know, take that 16 minutes to write and see what comes of it. So, but yeah, I mean, the 16 and 16 as a creative process is really just kind of a way of breaking the writer's block and just, you know, trying to write and giving yourself that beginning to end, both in terms of like how it looks on the page or on the screen, and then also in terms of, you know, trying to get what you can in before that 16 minutes is up. So.
Oh, that's great. Does anyone else want to kind of share, like, if you have goals, no pressure, but if you do have a particular goal for today's session, series of writings, you know, or challenges, it would be dope to hear. And then we can kind of keep rolling.
I feel like I got a very simple goal, and it's it might go without saying even, but I guess because you asked, sure, I'll share. Why not? I just want to write something that I like. That's the, you know, that's as easy as that sounds. It's actually like more challenging than it should be. And I think generally, like Defcee was saying, like a lot of times it's just because you overthought it and like maybe tried to do too much or didn't do enough. But I think just, you know, trying to come up with something that I like is, you know, it's simple, and I think it's pretty attainable. Yeah.
These are always fun because you learn how to trust yourself in these situations. And so just like, you know, seeing what we find on this journey, and hopefully I can find a moment, you know, something where it's like, wow, that was really, you should definitely come back to this, you know, like
Yeah.
you should build on this, you know. So yeah, searching for one of those, hopefully.
That's been my favorite part about having just like random 16s now, is like going back to them. Like, oh, okay, oh, like sometimes like you like, just as the 16 minutes was ending, you had just found that new pocket, or you just got in that new rhythm, and it ended early because the time went out. But it's like you could always just go back and like write the rest of those bars. So that's something that I've been maybe not doing consistently with like our old like 16s and stuff, but it's definitely something that I was doing at a point. Like when we was doing it every day, like I would definitely go back like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my, you know what I'm saying? Just turn the page and it's just like, wow, like you got months worth of work in like, you know,
I got a quick question just for the panel. Do you guys have, so like I have a Google Doc that's just bars and random verses. And then I also have like a note on my phone that's just like whatever bars pop into my head or like rhyme schemes I come up with. Do y'all, and then like a lot of my 16 and 16s end up in that bars document. Do you guys have places where you just like have miscellaneous ideas for writing that you just keep in one space so that you can come back to it later? Or is it just like I have a 16, it's here when I need it type of thing?
Personally, I mostly write on paper still. It helps me like memorize the flows, and like months later I can come back and look at where a word is on a page and remember where it is in like with the rest of the song. And that's something that when I type it on my phone, it doesn't work as well. But on my phone, what I do is I'll usually write like when I have like one line, like I might not write the whole like verse, but a lot of times like if I'm out and I think of like, damn, that was poetic, or like, damn, that was kind of fire, damn, that's the beginning of a bar or something like that, I'll write that in notes, and then I might transfer it to paper and like finish the whole thing out. And then a lot of the verses that I have like sitting in my phone, because every now and then I'll write in my phone, and those are just really random, like pretty bad.
It would be voice memos for me. I have just so many ideas that I've forgotten about for years now, and I could just scroll back, see, oh, that's what I was doing on June 7th, 2017. Wait, this is amazing. How did I never even wrote this down. Like, what is that about? Like, let's make that a thing. So it's a lot of random ideas there, for sure.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of notes. Almost everything that I have is in notes. And I don't know, I think there's something about I tend to write and always have something on the tip of my tongue. And so having the computer to Google whatever, like that one lady who once did a thing, and then Google will be like, oh, you're thinking about like this person, and then it's just like, cool, I can throw that in. That accessibility like just really helps my brain, but also I just like the feeling. There's a certain feeling of accomplishment of just being able to open my notes and like do this, be like, I got verses, that is just like, it makes me feel like, okay, I know I've been working. You know what I mean?
I get that when this is done.
Yeah. See, I can't.
This is done. It's like I just wrote a book. Like,
bro, I was
this is a Bible.
I was so happy when they switched from, well, when you got the option to switch. What I was saying, I can't read it. I can't even, like, what was I talking about? You know, so it's just, especially when I'm writing a verse, I'm trying to just put the thought down. Like,
yeah, a lot of times, like my handwriting, I don't feel like it's that bad, but when I'm writing verse, it definitely turns into chicken scratch, just because it's like you got to keep up with your thoughts. Like,
yeah, it's also I like to be able to just delete, or like if I write a bar, sometimes what happens, I'll like follow a train of thought and it'll lead me at a dead end, and I'll know the moment. Like it'll be like at bar 5, I was unsure and I followed a train of thought to bar 10, and now I decided I don't like where that landed me. I'll copy and paste that, move it all the way down, go back to bar 5, and just keep like try again from that spot. But I feel like I can't do that. I don't have the same level of like flexibility and dexterity on the page as I do on a like a laptop.
Oh, that's true. That's 100% true.
I do that too. I definitely do that.
Yeah.
Very glad that I can do that now.
Right. So I do want to say, for folks who might not be particularly writing bars or raps, what is you doing? No, but really, that this is still the process of like this particular thing, I think can be utilized with whatever writing. I think that's important, and songwriting in particular. I think what's really at play here is just constraints and the value of constraints. And I think just kind of highlighting that, like 16 minutes is we think really is. And then I'm gonna add some other like sort of things that I've picked up. So one of the things that I had sort of been taught about writing, and I'm thankful to have learned, is that writers don't really have raw material in the same way as artists do. Other artists, visual artists, you know, a painter has paint, and like somebody who's sculpting, they have like maybe marble or clay or whatever. And the writer, like yes, you have a whatever writing tool, but that doesn't really give you like a firm thing to touch or to use, or to like, you can't start mixing colors, right? But you can. And there's sort of 3 main tanks, or 3 main things that we have. We have observation, imagination, and sort of like our history or our experiences, right? And so a lot of times as writers, songwriters, we overtax our imagination. Like we just super rely on our imagination to do all the heavy lifting. And a lot of times that leaves us feeling burnt out, and that leaves us feeling like we have writer's block, because we're trying to out of thin air create something. And so this next little bit that I'm gonna kind of lead us all through is like to get your raw materials together. It's essentially just created a word bank or a bank of ideas, the first go-to to inform your writing. So I want us all to write down, take 30 seconds or whatever, and write down 5 textures, just 5 textures. So this is our senses, right? Our observations. 5 textures. And I like to use textures because it's the sense that we oftentimes like forget about. You know, we know our taste and our smell, and we overuse sight, but what does something feel like? So some examples might be like, this is coarse, or this is viscous is a good one, or this is you know, it's porous, right? And feel free to like use your phones or the internet or whatever to help you out. I think you're supposed to quote unquote cheat, right? You're supposed to use like the magic box that you have in your hand. After you get 5 colors with a lot of specificity. So it's one thing to say blue, but when you say blue, everybody can be thinking of a different blue. But cerulean has a certain feel
You know who's a good example of someone who describes colors
So you'll get
perfectly?
5 texts. So
Young Dro.
yo, put them on. Put them on.
Bruh. Pineapple.
Yo, truly though, damn near finna be one of my colors. Yeah, so choose 5 colors. Again, you can look them up. You can make them up, right? You don't need to feel like you have to have some crazy knowledge of colors. Then I want you to get 3 dreams, but I want you to only tell the story of a dream in 1 sentence. So 3 dreams that you've had. They could be any dream from any time that you remember. If you're not someone who like dreams, maybe you're like, yo, I ain't never even had no dream, bro. 3 daydreams, something that you like return to often in a daydream. But just tell that story in 1 quick, short sentence. I dreamt XYZ. Don't overthink any of this stuff. Just like let it fly. Don't overthink it at all. Then I want you to choose 3 of your fondest memories. And again, in 1 sentence, right? Through just 3 memories that you have that you can remember that you're like, oh, that was tight. Try to, even though these are short, try to use specificity, right? The specifics of your experience. Then I want you to choose 4 parts of the body that annoy you. If you can't think of 4 parts, if you're like, I don't have 4 parts that annoy me, just make it up. Just like decide today that it's annoying now. It wasn't annoying before, but now it is. So sorry. Example for me that just immediately pops to mind to give you an idea of what that might sound or feel like. Mine is inside my nose. I feel like that's just the most annoying part of a body. You can be more specific, the callus on my hand, or you could just be like pinky toenails. Then I want you to choose 2 animals that wouldn't normally be friends, but if you could make them friends, you would. Okay, 2 animals who wouldn't normally be friends, but if you could make them friends, they'd be friends. And then finally, I want you to choose or write down the first big event you're going to go to when we get past COVID. What's the first big event that you're going to go to when we get past COVID? And you can be as specific or vague as you want to be here. Maybe for you, it's just like an NBA game. Maybe for you, it's courtside or front row at whatever. And big can be relative, right? Big doesn't need to be the largest in the world. So for me, it's just a premiere of a movie at a movie theater. That's like number 1. If for you it's a concert or maybe it's a community event or a wedding or whatever it may be, but just write that down. So now that we have all of these, and if you need to take a little longer, or if you didn't get them all, don't worry, it's like not important. One thing that you could do as a writer is you could have some sort of prompt, right? You could formulate a prompt, whatever it is, and tell yourself, okay, I'm going to use all of this stuff, or I'm going to try to use as much of this stuff, this raw material we just collected, right? These observations, things from our past, our history, and then I'm going to fuse those with my imagination when I start writing, and you might have a prompt, right? And that's cool. But obviously for this, we're not going to have a prompt. The prompt is sort of the exercise, which is 16 bars in 16 minutes. So sort of the encouragement is anytime you get stuck or any moment you might feel like I don't have any words, I don't have any ideas, I don't have anything I can think about. Now you have a word bank, you have some raw material already collected. And just sort of as like this can extend beyond this moment. these are things that you could be writing in your notes. And it's really dope how all of us have, you know, all the folks on this panel have different methods, right? In a voice memo, you could be like, I see X, Y, and Z, or I remember the time X, Y, and Z, right? And you can start to store up the memories. You can start to store up the observations. It smells like X, Y, and Z at this bakery on this corner on this day. You could carry a notepad with you as you get on the bus, move around the city. You could write it in your notes, but just get in the habit of collecting raw material, because it really helps build specificity, it helps build perspective, and it helps to keep a fresh palette of raw material for you to use as a writer. So yeah, now that we did that, I guess we can get to some bars. We can get to some writing.
Let's take one more second. I still need one more dream.
Tight.
Yeah, I'm
Let's take another second.
I'm trying to have everything together. I'm not trying to have the short end of the stick. Y'all got y'all stuff already. That's cool. But I need a dream. It's great too, because I'm definitely one of those people who every day I dream every night. I wake up every night and I tell my girlfriend what I just dreamt of. And right now I can't think of anything. I got two. But
yeah.
I need
and mine are super vague. I have one that's really specific that I remember from a long time ago, and I pretty much dream very regularly, but couldn't think of anything. So write your dreams down, y'all. Y'all should be writing y'all dreams down if y'all not.
You know what?
It's good to document.
I got a note with some random dreams from a while back. This is good. This is good.
And keep in mind that, again, like if you're not somebody who dreams in like a typical, I go to bed at night and I dream, think about a daydream. What is something you daydream about?
Can I please share this with you? First of
please
all, it's all types of typos because I was asleep when I was writing this. I have no idea why I thought this was worth writing down. I had a dream that I needed a bowl because I was eating a popsicle and it was getting messy. And I have a cousin, N helped me find a bowl and lifted me to it, while also cleaning my ears, ?
Yo.
What?
That's way more interesting. That's way cooler, right? But that imagery,
bro, that makes no sense. What imagery?
It's so great. It's so great, bro. It's so great. Matter of fact, I'm a flex on you and steal yours. I'm gonna just do too much.
Oh, I found another one that was better, so I'm gonna use this one anyway.
You know what I mean? I needed a bowl or a popsicle.
That's ridiculous.
I was eating.
It's so ridiculous.
And I got lifted up to get it while my ears was getting cleaned.
Yeah.
Now what's funny is, see, if Solange put this in the video, we would be saying it's tight. So I don't want to hear nothing when I flip this. Don't nobody say you didn't want it. Okay, so now it's my dream.
Go ahead, do what you do with that.
Solange just have like a giant Q-tip, and it'd just be real tight. But she would also be the Q-tip, like she would turn.
Go crazy though. That could go crazy.
You see, you know what I'm saying? Look at me putting batteries in our back. It's a horrible idea.
I had a dream that this is one of the things I wrote down. I'm not going to name the rapper. I'll tell y'all later, which will make it 10 times funnier. But I had a dream that like it was a wrong place, wrong time thing with me and this rapper when we got accused of something that we did not do. And then like, you know, the parts of those movies where it's like two people caught in a situation and then they got to part ways, like just go their separate ways. So I'm like, going my separate ways with this rapper, and I'm about to like go into this heartfelt speech about like how much it means that like this person was willing to look out for me when they didn't know me. And right as I was about to say it, the rapper just looked at me and said, "You're not going to say nothing soft, are you?" And I was like, it's like, I was like,
I'm excited to hear who the rapper was.
I'm
imagining it.
I'm gonna send it to the text right now. I'm gonna send it to the text.
I'll just tell you right now who I'm imagining.
It's got.
But all right, I'm good. I don't know if
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That's so perfect.
That's definitely what would happen.
That's exactly what would happen.
Yeah.
Oh man, that makes me happy. I've been listening to so much of that man's music.
I got my 3 dreams. I got my 3 memories. I got my 3 annoying body parts, which are very facts. Animals as friends. I kind of forced that one, but I like what I did. I got my event. All right, I'm good. Are y'all? What's the word?
Good to go.
I'm straight. Man, that really makes them tickle. I'm not gonna forget that. I just want that to happen. Oh man. Okay, Joe, how you feeling?
I feel good, man. It was really difficult for me to think of textures.
Mm-hmm.
When I heard textures, I was instantly like soil, grease, and then you said coarse, and I was like, oh, okay. Did it, but definitely was I just had some catching up to do after that.
That's good.
Same. I had to Google that one. But once I Googled it, they showed me a few, and then it was like, oh, okay. And then it like clicked with my brain, and my brain started working.
Yeah. And that's why typically that's one that I'll use. I'll use that one a lot, even just because it's the underutilized. Like when we say like feel, how does something feel? Your taste, your touch, your sight, but we miss like just how something actually, it's abrasive, or if it's bumpy, or whatever.
The only texture I was able to think of, like when you said texture, was fluffy. It was the only thing I could think of.
Have you seen that?
It's soft.
I'm like, bro, shit be fluffy, bro. Like that's all I got, bro.
It was a tweet or something where someone was like, "Yo, you could look at anything. Like, look at anything in your room, and you know what it would feel like if you licked it."
Damn, I hate that you said that. I really do. I really hate that you said that right now. And I haven't hated someone saying something the way I hate this in a long time. And I hate, yeah, wow. I feel like I want to just close my eyes. That's why I'm frustrated. We should write, because I am annoyed. Thank you for that. Oh, man. Everything I look at, I'm just like, there's an image of me just like, it's stupid. It's dumb. You're dumb.
And I realized that we didn't get a beat.
Oh, yeah.
we got so far, and then it's like, what? All right, YouTube J Dilla beats.
No,
we're not doing J Dilla beat. Let's do a Mad Lib beat.
Ooh, I got one.
All right, see, look at that, boom.
I always got beats. Lootpack answers. This is exciting.
I'm actually really excited to write this verse. I hope it's not trash.
I'm kind of nervous. It might be. I don't know.
51.
Get it. Y'all back? How was that?
I had a good time.
Yeah. I too had a good time.
I had a good time.
That was not as hard as I thought it was going to be, which is nice. I said words, which is nice. Yeah, it was funny. I was really just writing like how I write, just doing the damn things. And then I got stuck. And I was like, you know what? Let me look at these words that I wrote down from the word bank. And it just felt it's funny, it felt way more from my actual life and experience. Like I'm not just putting words together because I can. I was on the train the other day, and you know, this is inspired by that, and it feels like even more a piece of myself. You know,
That's fine.
which is tight.
Well, who wants to go first?
Wow.
I mean, you know,
I'll gladly.
I'll gladly.
Wow, gladly. Wow.
I'll gladly.
Wow.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
should
yeah.
definitely.
You know,
I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I would like to read over it another time, but I'm also not tripping. You know what I'm saying?
No. Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
I bet. What you want to do, Joe? You want to go? You want me to go?
I mean, I feel like we're both in the same place. Like I would my track, you know. So it's heads or tails. One of y'all pick which one of us go.
I'll just go.
I wanted to make it a game.
He talking about, bruh, I volunteered. Can y'all hear this?
Yep.
Y'all can still hear me? Leopard print comforters, a bunch of us come from the block to being legends like the Big Punisher. Bundle up in the Windy City like you selling albums for a percentage of a penny. Unlikely parent like a parrot in a peregrine. I've been to Paris, but I'm from the same place my parents is. I'm curious, it's a rarity of students, but I'm feeling fearless like somebody dared me to do it. The man in the myth that's demanding to listen, so I write until my hands and my wrists need assistance. Remember speaking to my sister about the system, and ain't shit changed but the last 2 digits of the year. I pray for my peers over competition. Saba architect like I'm building a building. That's how far I got.
We back. We are back. That's hot. Wow.
Yeah.
This is exciting. This is exciting.
It felt good. It felt good.
Man, that's crazy.
It's been a minute since I heard you. It's been a minute since I heard you rhyme like that too. That was dope.
You rhyme like this now.
Yeah, I've been doing this shit.
Nice. All right, cool. Bet.
You rhyme like this now. I ain't heard a ubba da bubba da in like a month.
Quarantine got me feeling it, man. I've been writing, like doing a yo.
Hey yo, feel this.
Check it.
He been listening to Ka and just like
that'll do it.
I told you that'll do it.
That'll do it. Shout out to Ka.
Truly.
Right.
Truly.
Shout out to Ka.
Hey, I'll do mine. Should I do mine?
Mm-hmm.
Can y'all hear this? Yeah. About to wild out like Nick Cannon, destroying movie roles in Hollywood pitch planning, results withstanding. I'm in the club getting wristbanded, follow my dreams until Dreamville disbands. I had a dream where I woke up from a dream, but I was still in a dream trying to wake my grandma up and I screamed. It seems whoever wrote Inception didn't learn their lesson and stirred the idea for me without question. I'm from the streets. I still dream of Greece, out in Crete, eating funky cheese, apples and meats. We play for keeps like the government police who hand out high school trauma like treats.
This nigga's the greatest rapper in the world.
Oh my God, yo.
Funky cheese, apples and meats.
That's crazy. Breast and meats.
Wow.
That was great.
Hey, what was that last bar again? Like school administrators handing out trauma. What was that bar?
That was crazy.
We play for keeps like the government police who hand out high school trauma. Wait, damn it.
Go ahead. You try.
We play for keeps like the government police who hand out childhood trauma like treats.
All right, hold up. Yo, Hey yo, my always cutting the same path as a cold vein. We got off on the wrong note. I hope they tone change. At open mics, hosts cut them off quicker than road rage. They rap the verse, now the venue gotta burn the whole stage and quarantine for weeks. You can catch me chilling the crib, showing God I can do with the rap what he did with the rib. I might have blasphemed. I didn't mean to get disrespectful. It's the kind of rhyme you write when the spirits neglect you. Used to treat our heads like they were medicine chests. In battles, our coat of arms was a Hennessy crest. When we go viral, it's for who we impress with a set. When they go viral, they need vaccines and temperature checks. Jazz fusion rap, my kind of blue is gunmetal. Unsettled as youngest brothers watching mothers calling oldest son special. Click snap together like fists when they thumb wrestle. Caught a body with this verse. Each bar is a blood vessel. That's what I got.
God, I told you not to do that.
Oh,
Why?
That's why we're here. That's what we're here
my
for.
God.
That felt good.
That's nice. That's nice. This is exciting.
That was amazing. Damn, you be writing.
Yeah, he be writing.
You were right.
We be playing video games, right. Like playing, you know what I'm saying? Playing little instruments, playing with our beats.
Right. Yeah, y'all making your beats. Yeah, nah. Dang. He said, this is jazz future rap, gunmetal. I was like, whoa. Didn't nobody tell you to snap like that?
The rib line was very hard.
Yeah. The rib line was super hard. Yeah.
Thank you.
Rib line,
I appreciate that.
That was like, Joe, that was like the meats. All right, what's up, Ben?
Man, well, I don't even honestly remember this cadence, so that's gonna sound ugly.
You heard it 5 times. You not ready?
No. All right. Y'all can hear this? I actually came and see y'all. Hold on. Y'all can hear this? Y'all can hear me? Okay, tight. All right. Well, let's get up. Woo, I'm a little nervy. You feel me? But all right. I'm a rap. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Hood cracked out like your granny pinky toenail. The middle of my back had wings that was stole. Just a fact when you black, but they sell them back wholesale. But I'm broke as a nose that would grow if you lied. I'm a joke when provoked, so a stand-up guy. Coarse as a stone, you gotta push through your piss. What's Jay-Z blue to this cerulean prince? In them ox blood pews, sermon spilling and spit. Eating bear claws with juice, them receptions was bliss. Poster child for catching the spirit, no mitts. So these calluses got hella holy up in they midst. I'm the one up in they midst. I'm not done, you ain't even got me started. The silver screen too smooth to hold these sonnets. I'm too kitchen and kinky under the bonnet. Heating up my vows as Scotch bonnets. And every consonant carrying conscience. And that's as far as I got.
That was nice.
Your word choice was just so rich. Like,
what did you say? What's Jay-Z blue to what?
To cerulean prince.
Cerulean prince, bro? What?
That's why I didn't want to go last. I was like, there's no way I'm about to follow what this man is going to do with this
cerulean. I'm gonna Google that one.
I just feel like because you throwing a lot of big words at me, and because
I'm gonna take it as disrespect. I'm gonna take it as disrespect.
Watch your mouth.
That was nice. It felt like that was a nice, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you did a good job of like throwing some jabs and just testing the water before you started, you know what I'm saying? Like, hold on.
Yeah.
Good right now. So,
I had to warm up to it. Yeah, like I had to warm up to it, which is what's nice about doing this too. Like, I feel like it just keeps you at the ready. You know what I mean? And I feel like, Def, you were basically speaking to that at the beginning, where it's just like, you're going to have a lot of bad ideas and a lot of good ideas, but the process of idea generating, being like clear to do that, to just catch everything and like see what sticks and what doesn't, is what's really nice about this. And that just makes me happy. But like, there are things that I feel like we all liked a lot in our verses, and I think that's good. That just feels hella good to me. You know.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah, we did
Yeah.
the thing.
I really like this. It's tight because what you guys hear, I have to produce something, you know, and it's nice to shut my brain off and just be like, nah, you're writing. Like it doesn't matter. Like nothing else matters. You're about to write right now, and that's such a rare feeling in normal life. And here it's just like, oh yeah, we can do this for 7 hours, you know, like it's really nice. It's really tight.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Um, Interested to see what everyone else did with their 16 minutes and their cool dreams and, you know what I'm saying, colors, and, you know what I'm saying, um, and hopefully this is just like a tool in the toolkit. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be something you always do. Could be, could not be, but I found it super helpful, especially too, like if y'all can hop on a Zoom or a Skype or a FaceTime with other people and do the same thing. It's really helpful to have the homies, because even, I oftentimes I'll start with a platter of woes, like what we used to call platter of woes. Like, okay, well, here's my platter and here's all my woes on top of, well, it's actually not that good and I don't really feel ready, and it's great to just have the homies be like, nah, bro, nah, rap your raps. Right. And you literally just saw that happen. And it's just such a small thing that's really empowering and helpful. So again, like this doesn't have to be, writing doesn't have to be um so solitary anymore. Like we think of the writer in some room, like, and she's just
In the
writing
woods,
all
in
the
the
bars.
cabin.
You know what I mean? Like, but really, like, it can be community based still. It can be like with folks where you're sharing and breaking bread. And that's also like a tight opportunity too. So
And I think that communal space as well, like, I think the four of us became better acquainted as friends from being in that basement working on music, or
for
just being around while each other are working on music. And I think that's something that right now we can't do. Like I went to the studio with a couple of people for the first time a couple weeks ago, and it's just like it's so different than recording at home. It's so different from like doing a daily writing exercise by yourself, just to be able to get that energy off of the people, even on a Zoom. That's going to push you to do something that's next level that you can't just do in the crib by yourself all the time. So I appreciate being able to be on the call with you guys, because I knew I couldn't mess around when I was writing. I knew I couldn't slip at all. At all.
At all. I do think there's something dope about introducing that idea of rearranging, particularly because I remember there being a time where like I would write something and that feeling of it is written, so this is what it is. And it's kind of the sentiment of don't be afraid to kill your darlings, right? In writing, don't be afraid to take out the best line or move it. And I think that really challenges that for me. I still find myself feeling like, well, no, these bars are all, they're in order and they have to go in this order. Like, because you're trying to honor the stream of consciousness. Well, see, this led into this, and how I got here. But the people who might hear those bars don't know that at all and don't need to know that. And so there's also just something really special about having the agency to write something and then mess it up. You know what I'm saying? And knowing that you have that power as an artist, that when you write something, sometimes the song isn't how you wrote it. Like I don't think my verse got started until the middle. You know what I mean? Like I think Hood cracked out like your granny pinky toenails, fun and cool, whatever. But it's a different verse to start. What's Jay-Z blue to these cerulean prints? You know what I mean? Like it's like, ooh, whoa.
That's the when you start off like that,
you know what I mean?
Like, this is
right.
Yeah.
What we doing?
Right.
You know Did you just, you know what I mean? And that's what you want. So having, sort of giving yourself that agency to just be like, cool, I'm gonna actually, like Def said, I'm gonna flip these two halves, or I'm gonna like take these couplets and distort them, or put the punchline before the setup, so that the setup informs the punchline. And now, as a listener, you've got to almost think backwards, or like think ahead in a weird way. You get the listener to think a new way. I think that's super dope. That's definitely like a hack and a good trick. Yeah.
And I think it's cool because it's like, these are all the nerdy technical aspects of writing that you don't really get time to discuss in the studio too often.
Right.
And I feel like I'm there, like I'm not, like I'm just trying to write, you know, I'm just trying to get this verse done, and so we can get this song done. So it's also really cool to just be able to talk to everybody and see what the process is too. And I think for people who might be watching, you know, all of these things are things that we didn't necessarily have available to us when we were coming up and learning how to rap. You know, like I wasn't able to get the behind the scenes of like Ghostface Killah's writing process, you know. So I think it's kind of cool to be able to like show the technical ins and outs, because then it just adds to other people's toolkit. You know, you just have a bunch of other things you can pull from now. So this was dope for that reason too.
Yeah. And hopefully folks got to see that there's room for every kind of style and approach. I encourage and invite folks to really feel comfortable in the way that they approach their verses. You heard a multitude of types of approach, and there are even more, but you can see us laughing in a way when Joe's rapping, because it's so impactful, the images he's choosing, and they don't have to be like, he's not trying to be socially conscious, but can still do that with bars that are entertaining and witty and irreverent, you know what I mean? And it's not always like this really heady, like deep conscious rap kind of bullshit, you know what I mean? You can see Sab like lean into the alliteration and the multisyllabic patterns that give that like supercharge a rap, so that all of a sudden it doesn't just hear as a register, it feels like something, you know what I'm saying? And you get almost something kinetic about that energy, you know what I'm saying? And simultaneously you can get like Defcee and a very supercharged, robust writing style where you're getting punchline and setup and bar on top of like intricate language, you know what I'm saying? So those are all just like, those are a few approaches amongst 1,000 approaches. And I think sometimes when we're writing and we're doing songwriting of any kind, we could feel like our approach is wrong, but a lot of times our approach just wants to keep being developed. That's all. It just wants to be developed. Like there's no right or wrong approach. You know what I mean? Like that's not a thing. So however you approach it, whether it's similar to how we did or completely different, think less about it. Like don't think about it, if you can, as being right or wrong, but as being a thing that you continue to develop and you add to and you change and you flip up. I think that's like another cool thing, because I catch myself wanting to write like my peers a lot of times and feeling empowered by the way they write, and it gives me permission to try my hand at some of the things that they do. So hopefully y'all also feel like, okay, I'm gonna try. I never write funny stuff, but I'm gonna try to write something that makes people laugh and think, you know, or I'm gonna try to write something that makes me laugh even, or I'm gonna try to write something that impresses me, or use words that I'm not used to hearing, or, you know, whatever the case may be. So very lit.
Oh man. Well, I guess we could end it there. And yeah, again, thank you to the John Walt Foundation. Thank you to Ben. Thank you to Adam, Defcee, Joseph. And yeah, we'll sign off there.
Yeah. Thanks so much, y'all.
Yep. Thank you. Peace.
Huge thanks to Saba, Benjamin Earl Turner, Joseph Chilliams, Defcee, and the John Walt Foundation for making today happen. Use all the things you heard and learned today to enter our That's a Rap challenge. Be sure to check out more programs like this on our Work Like Walt playlist. And remember to take the time out of your day to use your voice, change your world, and sound off. On behalf of the Chicago Public Library, thank you for watching.